quietly and follow along. At any point, click the pause button to catch up or take a break. Hi, today I'm going to teach you how to draw a leaf, and we're going to make it look like they are blowing all over. Okay, we're going to start with the skeleton of the leaf. That's the basic structure, and then we'll be going more into the shape. For this video, all you need is a pencil, and I'll be using a Sharpie marker so you can see it better. Let's begin. With the basic leaf, we're going to start with just by drawing a line anywhere on your paper. Now your leaf should be about kind of the size of your fist because you want to fit a bunch of them on the paper at one time. To make a leaf, the line will determine how big it is and what direction it's going. I am now going to make a small V that comes through that line, and the line is in the center of the V. Next, a little farther down the line, you're going to create a large V, leaving some room for the stem of the leaf. Also keeping some room on the top as well. Remember to do that. This is the skeleton of our leaf. Now we're going to create the shape. How I create the shape is dragging my pencil around the edge of the leaf, and notice I'm leaving a little bit of space. That's how it looks when it's all finished. Pretty cool. Let's do another leaf, but this time I'm going to do it in a different direction and a different size. Instead of turning my hand awkwardly, I'm just going to rotate my paper. I'm going to do a small leaf this way, like this again. It's smaller because my line is shorter. Now we do the small V and the big V on the line. After that, we're going to form the shape of the leaf by going around and once again leaving some space. I'm going to continue adding some leaves, so I'm going to rotate my paper. That makes it nice and easy to have all different directions with little effort. I am going to now put a leaf this way. And I'm going to have my small V, my big V, forming the shape of my leaf, connecting it together. Awesome. Now that we have about 3 leaves in different sizes, these two are kind of the same, but that's okay. I'm going to show you how leaves, you can draw them so it looks like they're laying over one another or overlapping. This will make your work appear that there's a lot of movement because leaves overlap one another when they blow, but also that it has layering to it. So I'm going to go back to the leaf I just drew, and I'm going to turn it this way. So we're focusing on this leaf. And I am going to draw a small leaf. It's going to come this direction. But notice my line, it didn't go through or over the previous leaf I drew. Now I'm going to add my V's. And when I draw around the leaf, I'm not going to go through it or over it. I am just going to stop my lines wherever they cross. See how it appears that this leaf, the smaller leaf, is underneath the big leaf. You can do that all over. I'm going to do it this way, and leaves can even go off the page if you want to. That would really make it look like it's blowing. Adding my V's. Pretty cool. I'm going to add in a couple more leaves just to really fill up my space. Great. There you go. You should go until you have about 10 leaves on your paper, maybe a little more, whatever you need to do. Next step on our leaf project is we are going to use crayon to enhance the texture and the color of the leaf. Crayons, when you use them, they leave kind of a bumpy, rough texture because they're made of wax. Leaves also have kind of a bumpier texture because they're full of nutrients. Most of the leaves' nutrients is from the skeleton of the leaf. That's kind of their inner structure, and then the nutrients can travel throughout the leaf. with your crayon, and we're using fall colors because these are fall leaves, you're going to take your crayon and not scribble, but we're going to go across our skeletal lines. What this is doing is this is enhancing that particular characteristic of the leaf, but it also is making it feel like it has ridges and more like flow to it as well. On your leaf, they can be all different colors. So for example, if I wanted to do this leaf over here, some of it red, and then some of it like a bright orange, and then some of it a yellow, that is totally acceptable as well. I'm going to continue coloring it with yellow. Leaves change colors, so our crayons can too. I'm not coloring in the whole leaf. That's not the point of this. We're just going over the skeletal structure. You can even use green because maybe that leaf is still full of nutrients even though it's falling and it's starting to die. So with my crayon, I'm going over each of the skeletons. Next in our windy leaf project, I'm going to show you how to create wind. How would you show wind? It's something we can't see. We can only feel it, but we know it's there because it's always going different directions. Here's how we can represent wind like in the real world. We're going to start by using line because line is very, very fine, almost like it's invisible. I'm going to be using some blue markers of different shades. Now remember, your paper can go any way you want. It does not matter. I'm just going to turn mine this way for now. We're going to start at one end of the paper and we're going to make some very nice big lines that kind of curve gradually across the page. I want you just to watch me for this first time. I'm not going to be touching any of my leaves, but I'm just going to be kind of going around them or stopping so I don't go through them. I made one line. Now I'm going to create another line. I'm going to start really close. Then maybe you're going to spread far away and come back together. See how it shows the movement of the wind and all the leaves kind of whirling around? Another thing you can do is, I call them curlicues. It's a way we show a line kind of going in a loop. I'll draw that. First I'm going to get my line started. It's going to come on this side. Then it's going to come up through, loop around, and down like that. I can also add more, adding off in different ways. Okay, your wind can go in all different directions. Maybe it starts to come this way as well. I'm going to go back to using my light blue marker because I like to add more lines with that shade. I'm going to have it branch off and come down this way. And I do want to add some more of those curlicues as well. But instead of a curlicue, you can do like a swirl, which is when your wind starts at a point, comes around, and goes like that. I'll add another one right over here, around, and connects on. Shows the whirliness of the wind. And do you see how it looks like our wind is like traveling across the page? Here it looks like the wind is smaller away because it's farther, and then it's getting bigger and starting to wrap around me, the person looking at it. Once you have some lines on your page, I like to take a nice crayon, and you can shade in those spaces just so we can really see it. Now, I want to ask you a question. Why do you think I chose blue for the wind? There's no particular reason, but sometimes as humans, we like to think of the color blue as kind of cool, like it's getting colder. And in fall, we have a lot of chilly winds happening. So that is why we did the color blue. I'm sure you'll be able to color yours in much better than mine, but I'm just filling in the spaces, and every so often I change up my shade of blue. I'll do one more. I'm going to kind of fill it a little bit over here, kind of coming around. That looks really cool how it goes light, medium, and darker, showing the different parts of the wind. All right, and then you can color the whole thing, you can color the background, and you can color your leaves with what other materials. Thank you.